day, good day, good day, good day. Okay, my hair is a mess because I really been chilling in the house all day. They sprayed the field back there where I typically show y'all that I walk every day. And I don't know. It's probably like herbicide, pesticide. I mean, who knows? Might just be some fertilizer, right? But besides that, so I seen two videos, right? Because I haven't had TikTok. I had took a break from lots of social media. I've been really on this page right here a lot more. I have two YouTubes. One is just the first one I created, and then this one was the one that I created to be my actual content. And so, let me get to the point because I tend to really go off on a tangent. But so what I'll say is this. So I seen two videos, right? And even though it may not seem as though they're related, both of them were pretty related. And I'll say how. Both videos were talking about, well, 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 one was like, well, what's not for you will make itself known. You know, you will repeatedly be frustrated. You will repeatedly be confused. You know, you will repeatedly be disappointed. You will repeatedly feel, and that part is true about you. If you feeling disappointed, if you're feeling repeatedly confused, if you are just repeatedly feeling, I mean, like something is draining the life out of you, clear, yeah. And I ain't gonna say clearly because again, some of us are used to that type of chaos. And I guess that's another point that I'm going to make. Hopefully, I can drive this whole thing home. Because again, some of us are used to the chaos. We are used to the confusion. We are used to being in survival mode. One of my good virtual pals, Vanity Rodriguez, check her out on Snapchat. I'm sorry, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And I think she has the Prayer Closet podcast. But I really, really love Vanity Rodriguez. So what I'm saying about this is, again, she got a new series. I know Love Over Lust and something else, but she's talking a lot about, again, trauma bonding and the way that we need to choose love over lust and how to identify those things, right? How to identify trauma bonds, how to identify lust, um, how to identify love. So here's the thing. When it comes down to it, like I just said, trauma, once you get used to that, which is what the enemy, which is what our lower selves wants us to do, is constantly choose trauma, constantly choose confusion, constantly get comfortable in confusion. And I'm going to drive my point home because right after this video that I seen the next video that was talking about, well, you're frustrated because, you're not in control. Your ego does not like the feeling of being in control. Ding, 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 ding. Hi, everyone that joined. Ding, 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 ding. And that is my point. Yes, you guys, it does not necessarily mean sometimes that when you're thrown off and you're feeling like this don't feel comfortable, that doesn't mean that it's not for you. Now, once again, we all have to learn how to identify the fact that yes, we get so used to chaos, we get so used to confusion, we get so used to giving in to our desires that don't necessarily benefit us, but they feel good. They're our desire. So we feel that though if we desire it, then it must be for us. If we want it, if we like it, if we like the way it feels, if it makes us feel good, right? If it brings us some type of happiness, joy, and peace in that moment, then we feel like it's for us. It's meant for us. It's so meant to be. Well, I'm giving in to my desires. Didn't they say in order to be happy, make you happy first? Make you happy first. But my ladies and gentlemen and friends, I must say that as I'm on this walk with Christ and as I'm learning more and more every day, and as I'm also learning things that are not even in and on my timing, and that's with the one girl video about ego and about you being overly frustrated because you're not in control or it doesn't look the way that you thought it would look or the way you would have had it happen, the order of in sequence and the way you thought it was going to happen and the way you wanted it to happen didn't. And so you get flustered, you get frustrated, you're confused, and then you even think that the thing might not be for you. You even think that it may not come to pass. So then we start living in a constant state of frustration. We may start living in a constant state of, oh gosh, I'm just going to give up, right? Because another video I watched was talking about making plans. And she was talking about the way that you make plans and the certain things that you set out to do. You know, she was talking about like, it's okay to set goals above what you're used to. You want to do that so that you can thrive, right? You can grow. The brain, the body, the mind, the spirit, all of it likes, I ain't gonna say it likes a challenge because at first it's not gonna feel comfortable. That's Henry the cat, y'all. That's not my cat. But it comes around. I'm assuming Henry is a boy. I'm gonna tell you, I don't even know. The ways, boy, yeah. I'm really curious. But yeah, so again, some of it is going to feel uncomfortable. Some of it is not gonna feel the best. But you know why? It's because it might be calling you to higher. And sometimes we force those things when they're not ready. And then sometimes when it's time to do it, we're not ready. Right? And I know people are divine timing, this and that, and that's true as well. But again, sometimes God is calling us higher, right? The situation, the circumstance may be calling us higher, and it may feel frustrating, confused, or uncomfortable at the time because you're not used to it. That doesn't mean it's not for you. That doesn't mean, like I said, that it's not time. It could just literally mean, again, you are not used to that. You are being called to another level. But the thing about God and how God is so good, he will provide all the tools for you in those things. But again, it's not always going to look like what you think it should look like. It's not always going to come across like what you want it to, and it's not always going to happen in the way and the order and stuff that you want it to. And I'm realizing that, and it's even as I say that, that's a hard thing. It's not like that's just the most comfortable thing to admit, because even again, once again, I still don't know. It's still a constant of waking up, submitting, waking up and seeing what he has for me. And that is still can be a lot. Does not mean don't make plans. But again, it's a lot of submitting yourself and your plans to him first. But it still means walking. Progress is to be made, right? Life is still to be lived. Right? So, again, like they said, that your ego, yes, it will get you feeling disappointed. Sometimes you will feel like discouraged or whatever, because again, it's not happening in the way that you thought it would, in the way that you wanted it to, in the way that you envisioned it. And sometimes it can just feel frustrating and uncomfortable. And you might even feel unworthy, undeserving, undesirable, because you're feeling like, well, why isn't this happening this way? Why is it that some of my plans don't seem to go as I asked for? Did that mean it's not for me? Is this something that's just stupid? Am I a failure? Does life have something good for me? You know, do I have something good to offer life? But yes, and that's where again we have to find our identity in God. We have to find our identity in Jesus Christ. We have to submit to something higher than ourselves. When again, if we don't know ourselves, if we don't like ourselves, that can be very confusing. That can seem very hard for us, but it's a constant thing of doing. It is taking up your cross daily. As long as you are here, it is taking up your cross daily to do so. And so I said all that to say again, because both of them could be like, okay, well, I'm, this situation, then okay, I got it. Then this means that that's not right because I lead. Now, once again, we got to learn to separate the two. God is not the author of confusion, of course, so we need to learn to separate the two, of course. Like, if something is just confusing you, if it's chaos, if it's bringing you no peace, the word, it goes against the words of God. It goes against what that says. That's not something that you want to be in. That's not, for you. You need to search for alternatives or alternate routes, okay? And so anyway, I just wanted to get on there and say that again, yes, a lot of it is going to be uncomfortable for ourselves that we're growing into, but that doesn't mean that it's not, something that you need to do or that you should do or you should learn or, that you should allow to develop you and allow to grow you. But yeah, a lot of it, like I just said, the one girl is right. A lot of it is going to be your ego dying off. You know, your submission to self dying off. Because again, in order for you to get something greater, you're not always going to be able to sit there. Well, I'm speaking from, you know, God. Like, you're not going to be able to always please the flesh. Because again, it may feel good in that moment, or it may feel good every time you do it. Some people are like, well, it didn't just feel good that once. Yeah, but then afterwards, how do you feel? And that's not to shame you, because again, that's also not a fruit of the spirit. Shame, like shame, living in shame. God doesn't want us to live in shame. And that's why Jesus Christ paid for our sins, so that we won't live in shame. So that when even you mess up, even when you go down a path that you thought was right, even when you choose something that you thought was right, even when you disappoint yourself or others, you don't own that you thought were best at that time does not own you. The times where you were outside of the will of God, or you was outside of yourself, or, you know, you were looking to please other people or even yourself, and it wasn't looking to please God, again, he pays for all of that. He has already paid for all of that. But I just wanted to say that, you guys, and that's it. I gotta go. I don't even know if I drove my own point home, because I do that a lot. But love you all. Hope you all having a blessed day.